Yeesh. Okay, good. We're recording. So anyways, we just kind of wanted to share with you some of the things about Leaders Retreat and what we took away from it. We also had a great speaker, Carrie, is it Wilkerson, Jess?
Yeah, Wilkerson.
And if you don't follow her on Facebook, find her and follow her. And also feel free to get some of her books or anything. It's definitely on my list. So we'll talk a little bit about her as well. So we're just really excited to share with you guys. So if you have a pen and paper or anything, feel free to take some notes because now when you see some of these things coming up in the next few months, especially, you're going to be prepared and know what we're talking about. So that's why it's so important that some of you guys got on this call because you're going to have a head start than what other people might be like, well, what is this? I don't really understand. You're going to already know. You're going to be anticipating it and waiting for it. And then when it comes out, you're ready to use it and utilize it. So what I love about Plexus, you guys, is they seriously everything they do is top notch, okay? Everything is done with class, with integrity, and I don't know about you, but I enjoy working for a company that represents that. And they have given us tools and things necessary to succeed, and that's what they are doing. So they are actually doing a lot of the work for us to help us reach these goals. So anyways, Jess and I are just going to kind of share about some of them. We might be sharing our screen with you a little bit as well to show you where some of these things are located. So if you're on a phone call, you can rewatch the recording so that you can be able to see where it's located in your back office. But a lot of these things are already available to you, and then some of them will be available to you, and we'll show you where those things are. So, so Jess, do you want to kind of start out with some of those new things?
Yeah. So I wanted to share a little bit about just being at Leaders Retreat. One of my most favorite things was that I got to meet some of these ambassadors that we all follow on YouTube, like Sonia Dudley, Sheila Medina, Jen Hawkins. I had never met her before. Gosh, here were some other ones, Cayla. We were so starstruck.
And who else did? So obviously Celeste, Andrea Mitchell,
Timmy Yancey, Wendy Larson. Y'all, so many of these people, and it's so crazy because I was able to go to convention in June, and it's massive. That was my first, besides Super Saturday, it was my first corporate event to attend. So I had no expectation. I mean, I didn't know what it was going to be like. And I was blown away personally by that. And it was this massive amount of people there. Even Neil, was able to go, and he went to the opening and closing sessions, and he was just so impressed with the company, the corporate side of our company and the leadership that we have. But being at Leaders Retreat, obviously until you go, you don't really know what to expect. But like Cayla said, it was just so well done. Like, they just think of every little detail. They spoil you rotten. The Halloween party is a party that I will never forget. I mean, I've never been to a party that amazing. And, any chance that you have, I know that we've all, not all of us, but we've, Super Saturday has already come to register and stuff, and some of you guys are going to be able to go. And I'm telling you, anytime that you can go to a corporate held event, you need to go, because you really capture and catch the vision of this company. It's hard to really capture it when, we have an amazing team. We're on the most amazing team, in my opinion, in Plexus. Like, we have amazing leadership all the way up. And, but it's easy to get stuck in that little bubble. But when you go to a corporate event and you see like how huge this vision is, and you see how corporate is doing everything possible to make our jobs easier, and that we're at the ground floor of this company. Amy Paul in that call the other day, she even mentioned, she goes, I went diamond, she went diamond during the back office issues last year. And she said, but I'm okay with that because I'm at the ground floor of this company. Like, I want to be one of the pioneers that 20 years from now, I was like, I was one of the people that got Plexus off the ground. So yeah, we may have some technical issues here and there because they're not a 20-year-old company. Mary Kay probably doesn't have those issues now, but they probably did when they started. So we're really at a great place in our company because it's just getting started. And I say all that to say, when you go to these events, you really capture the long-term vision and it's exciting. It's exciting to be a part of it. So, okay, so I want to talk about, the first thing I want to talk about is the November incentive, which you guys should have all gotten an email about that. Do you guys know what that is? With the, you either get 3 ambassadors this month from November 1st to November 30th. Is that the last day of the month this month? You can get either 3 new ambassadors with a welcome pack, or 3 new customers with 50 PV or more, or a combination of the 2, which I think is great. They're really focusing on giving your business balance. You know, they're not just focusing on the ambassador, they're not just focusing on the customer, they're trying to balance it out and establish a really strong business for each of us. So when you achieve that this month, you will receive a personal custom Plexus planner. So I want to show you guys in the back office, they actually have some information about that. So, y'all, I'm not technical, so let's see how this goes. Okay. Can y'all see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you log into your back office, you want to go to Tools and then Library. Okay, so that's where I'm at. And if you can see, I'm pointing to my screen like you can see my finger. Okay, so here is the November Plan for Success. And if you click on these, I just want to show you some of the photos that they have of this planner. This planner is amazing. Now, I know not all of us are super organizational type people, but when you're running your own business, you need to learn to become organized. And that's what this planner is about, is trying to keep you organized with your business. Now, that may be, you know, making your list, whatever it could be. But here's some different things that are going to be in the planner. So this little section right here is called Famous Last Words. It's just going to be a section where you can write down all these ambassadors, especially the diamonds and the jewels, talk about really focusing on your self-development. So finding books that are going to enhance your leadership skills or your personal skills, whatever it may be. So they're going to have a little section that you can really kind of write down. When people recommend a book, you can write it down. And you may not get to it right away, but you can have an ongoing list of some good resources to enhance your leadership skills. This little guy is going to be about our goals. And it's all obviously Plexus oriented. I love it. It's so personal to our business. So I hope that you guys are each reaching or aiming to hit this goal for getting 3 new ambassadors / customers. Here's another page. Let's see what this one is. Mind map. Just, I don't really know what that is, but it looks really cool. I don't know.
Kind of brainstorm. Like, what are your, think of kind of like a small dream board.
Oh, yeah.
So what do you, like, this one is, you know, this person's wanting to buy a house. So what are the things that they're wanting to do in this quarter? So kind of like a small dream board to put right there and brainstorm what you want out of this.
So it's going to help us really, you know, everybody talks about goals and our dream boards. It's going to really help us put it to paper and to really, you know, establish those short-term goals, long-term goals, and have it all in one little spot. Like, and I think the size of it is really manageable to keep in your purse. So when you're out and about having meetings with people or whatever it may be, you have it with you at all times. And then I love how on the calendar, it's all very, it obviously has the holidays and stuff, but it has all the Plexus corporate information, Super Saturday, and all the events that are going to be for 2017. So it's going to be a really cool calendar. And then there's also some really fun stickers too, which I always like fun stickers. So it's a really, really nice planner. And honestly, I mean, it's an incentive. It's, let me go back to stop sharing my screen because I have to look to the side when I'm sharing my screen. It's just a good way to kind of motivate you for the new year. I started my business in January of this year, but I was not very aware of really what I was doing. But from what I've understood, January and February are the really big months for our company and our business. People are ready to make changes and to really start the new year off right. So the reason they're providing this calendar, this planner, is to really get you prepared for the new year, to really get you on the right foot, to really focus and organize your plan of action. Because you can't be successful if you don't have a plan. We all have hopes and dreams and wishes for what we want for our business, but until we actually write down those goals and make a plan, for those goals, nothing's going to happen. It's all going to stay up in our head. It's not going to actually come out. So it's a great little tool to have. So really work for it. Do what you can to achieve this. This is something I think that everybody can do. I honestly think this is something that even people that, you know, maybe are wholesale ambassadors that are like, oh, I don't really want to do the business, but they know 3 people. Everybody can do this. 3 people. You know, especially for some of us that have been doing this for a while. We have a lot of people we've been talking to for months and months and months. So this is the time of the, you know, let's focus this month on achieving this goal. The next thing that they talked about, which is super, I think my favorite thing, is the Rank Up roadmap. Have any of you guys, have they mentioned this other than Leaders Retreat? They have at other points, haven't they? Convention.
I think they've had a little bit. I wanted to say real quick, if you didn't mind, that the type of planner that Jess was just telling y'all about too. I don't know if y'all have heard of like is it Erin Condren or something like that?
Yes.
Like, basically, it's a planner like that, but based for just Plexus. So y'all, those planners go for hundreds of dollars. I want you to just kind of know that. This is not like I went to Walmart and I'm getting an incentive planner, okay? So I just want to throw that in. But yes, Rank Up Roadmap, they talked a little bit about it at convention, but then now we learned more. Okay, so this is going to be such an amazing tool. It's going to be launched at Super Saturday. And so what it's going to be, I'm trying to think of how I want to show you guys this because I took some photos on my phone of the screen. And so I'm going to attempt to show you those photos. They may be kind of blurry just because, you know, they're from my phone. But it's hard to talk and like do all this at the same time. So y'all have some patience with me. Okay. So here, so what they're going to do is it's going to be launched in January, and at first they're just going to introduce going silver and going gold. And I guess as time goes on, they're working on developing the other ranks, but they're really working it out so there's no kinks. They want it to run smoothly, so they're not going to launch all the ranks initially. But this is really great for us because most of us are at silver, trying to go gold, or gold trying to go senior gold. So it's really great for us and for our team members. So it's going to be a tool for us to use with our new ambassadors that are wanting to pursue the business and the people that are doing it now. So as you can see, let's see, let me go to the next picture. Okay, so I don't know all the specifics, but what's going to happen is, I believe, and Cayla, correct me if I'm wrong, but whenever you first sign up, everybody that signs up as an ambassador is going to get an initial email. Is that correct? Yes. Okay, so this email is going to actually be coming, there's going to be a congratulations message, a belief video. They're going to have all these things listed here in that email. And so it's going to set up every new ambassador, whether they want to do the business or not, with the tools that they need to get started. This does not replace, obviously, our own training for our newbies, but it's going to enhance that training because this is going to be available to them in their back office. So the corporate belief video is going to include belief in network marketing and Plexus. It's going to show the company vision. What differentiates Plexus from other network marketers. It's going to focus on diversity of Plexus ambassadors, the demographics, ethnicities, professions, blah, blah, blah. It's also going to have like a personal message from Alec and Tarl. I remember them saying that, welcoming them to Plexus. And then it's going to have rank-specific how-to videos hosted by Diamond ambassadors. It's going to congratulate those people on reaching certain ranks, reinforce what amazing opportunity this is that we have in network marketing, requirements to get to the next rank, and an explanation of roadmap structure. Okay, so this is all like the overview. And then it's also going to include internal marketing video, everything that Plexus offers to current ambassadors, excite ambassadors to set big goals, promote Leaders Retreat, Emerald Extravaganza, Convention, the Lexus program, increase pride in Plexus and excitement for advancement. So it's really going to just really set up this new person with all the vital information to show them the vision of what
Plexus offers with the business opportunity. And it's going to give them everything they need right at their fingertips to be successful. It's going to have a fast start gold video, which one girl, what was her name, Cayla? Is it
Sarah Taylor? Yeah, Sarah Taylor.
Like, she has built her business pretty much like with fast start gold. I mean,
yeah, I want to say they said like 30 people or something like that. She has fast started gold.
Insane amount. I mean, if y'all don't know what fast start gold is, it's within your first 30 days, you hit the rank of gold, which is 20 level 1 through 3s. And so you get a double rank bonus. And apparently she's like figured it out because she's done it and now her team is doing it. So included in this initial information that they're going to receive is going to be like how to do that, how to jumpstart your business like seriously fast. Let's see what else. And honestly, a lot of these I don't really understand the full extent because they didn't really go over in extent, in details about what everything is, but pretty much like this, I believe, is going to be showing, depending on what rank you're at, it's going to show you how much percentage of time should you focus on your personal development, your leadership development, and what is this other one? Business. Okay, so depending on what rank you are, you know, this graph is going to look different because when you're first starting out, you're going to want to spend probably less amount as leadership because you don't really have a whole lot of people you're leading yet. You're just trying to build and you're going to focus more on your business, and then about 20% personal, 5% leadership. So it's really going to give you visuals on where to focus your time, which I think is going to be so massively helpful because I think that's kind of confusing depending on where you're at with your rank. Well, how much time do I spend with this or with that? And so they're going to give us those tools. And then let's see, this one is going to just show you kind of, you know, obviously the 3 areas of focus that I talked about, but it's also, it won't let you go past whatever your rank is. So if you are silver going gold, that's as far as the roadmap is going to go. Once you hit gold, then it's going to open up senior gold and give you those tools and those trainings that you need to advance to your next rank. And I think it's really neat because we obviously have a ton of training videos on YouTube that we all go to, and they're all wonderful. But what I love about this is that it's all going to be focused into one location, and it's going to really simplify the duplication process. And again, like I said, it's not going to replace any training that we may want to give to our people. Sorry, my throat got dry. But it's going to give us a place where we can direct them and all be kind of on the same page and really focus on, okay, I'm at silver, I'm trying to go gold. What do I need to focus on at this point in my business? And it's going to give you those tools that you need. So it's going to be a really, really amazing tool for each of us, for the leaders that are, even for the diamonds, all the way down to silver. It's going to be an amazing tool. So I'm really excited about that. That's going to be launched out Super Saturday, the silver and gold rank advancement or roadmap. Okay. Did you guys get the email that came out? I believe it was this week. Let's see. I pulled mine up. I should have brought my water in here, guys. My throat is like dry. Okay, so they're going to start doing this. Again, corporate is doing this for us. They are trying to make our job as easy as possible. So you all should have gotten this email. They're going to be doing this monthly. There's going to be like a monthly focus. And corporate will be sending out to all of our customers that we've had in the last 12 months an email for the month. So like right now, I think the theme is, it's block the bulge, but it's talking about how not to gain 10 pounds in the holiday season. So that's the focus of this month. So they're going to present or provide this email that they will send out to all of our customers. And it's going to have here at the bottom, it's going to have our personal information. So it's going to give us a way to contact our customers and be like, you know, to kind of follow up with them, whether they are current customers, old customers, have never maybe taken block or are taking block. It's just a great tool to use to really keep up with our customers And like kind of how I want to use it is, you know, say I have a customer that got the email and they are taking block and they're having great success with it. Well, then you contact them and say, oh my goodness, did you get that email? How awesome is that? How have you been loving this product? They love it. Great. Who do you know that could benefit from these products? Like just always looking for ways to expand your audience and use these tools that they're giving us to reach out to more people. So that's going to be monthly. They're going to be having a monthly focus and a monthly email that they are going to take care of for us to reach out to all customers, which I think is amazing. I mean, that's just such a time saver, you know, but it's also a great way to be like, okay, the email went out. Let me contact my customers and see where they're at. And then the last thing I'm going to talk about is they are releasing the Slim and Block trial pack. It's going to be released on November 14th, which is Monday, not Tuesday. And they had this before, but I guess they took it off when they revamped Block. So that's going to be available for retail customers. A 3-day trial pack is going to be $12.95, and then ambassadors can get a three pack of the 3-day trial pack for about $29.85. So that's going to be available again, which is a great tool if you use those for incentives or sending out samples. The Slim and Block is back. All right, Cayla, I'm done.
Over to me. Go get some water. Okay. I want to share with you guys a couple things I want to share with y'all to add to what Jessica was saying. There was just so much great information. I felt like y'all probably thought your news feed on my page was going crazy because I kept posting things. And then I'm like, oh my goodness, like I know I'm excited and they're excited to see, but they don't really know what we're talking about. So that's why we wanted to be able to explain it. But man, doesn't that rank up roadmap? Doesn't that look awesome? I'm so excited about that because they're really, like Jessica told y'all, they're really giving you to go silver. What do you need? To go silver to gold, what do you need at that moment in your rank? You know, so every little thing, it gives you exactly what you need, and it's all right there. And that's going to be all right there for your team members in the future too. So that's what's fabulous. That's one of my favorite things. Okay, I'm going to share a couple things with y'all. One thing, I'm going to share my screen as well. Sorry, I guess there's no other way than for y'all to see all of my PV endpoints. Sorry. So on here, right here, that we are coming out with something, a blog that they have already implemented, and you might see it on your back office, called Sunny and Share, and it's a cute little name. But basically, you can actually click on this. It's going to take you to another thing, and it's basically going to be a lot of great health information, okay? So right now, all holiday foods that help with gut health. You can use these for, you know, talking to people or just education for yourself. You know, get the stairs, take the stairs. It's just real cute things. They all have different things about just a healthy lifestyle, because again, that's what we're about with Plexus, is a healthy lifestyle change. So anyways, you can just see a lot of these, and you can browse by categories. You can even get some great recipes. So it's just something else that they are giving to us that I love, and just another fun thing that we can share. So anyways, just wanted to share that with you. That's something that's new that came out. Another thing that is new is, if you guys didn't know this, you can go to Tools and hit Shareables. This has been available, but they have made more shareables available for us. And I will show you what I mean by that once my internet catches up. Okay, so you can actually look right here on this side. And what are these shareables? Basically, you can literally click on the product you're wanting to talk about. As of right now, these are the 3 products. Well, technically, I guess there's 5 because the triplex has 3 of them in there. And you can actually click on one. So let's say this month in particular, we want to, you know, we're really focusing on Block the bulge and keeping the weight gain off. You can click on it and you can find great little GIFs about it. You can actually keep scrolling down. There's digital brochures, great images that you could use. And look how easy this is, y'all. You can share it right to your Facebook. You can share it right to your Twitter, to your Pinterest, to an email. So let's say someone's interested about Block, but they were like, well, I need a little bit more information. Well, instead of you trying to come up with your own words and all of these things, scroll through here, find some good information. Some of these are good pictures. Some of these are things that you can download. If you want to know more how to share the block, download this and learn more for yourself. If you want to have what's the science behind block, you have someone who's real interested in the science part of things, download this, something to send. Don't try to come up with your own words, you guys, because Plexus has already done it for us, okay? So this has actually already been available to you if you did not know that. But what is new that they told us at Leaders Retreat is the triplex. This is a newer one. So they're going to slowly be opening new things for each product, okay? We pride ourselves on not having 20,000 products because that's a lot of information to learn. So we pride ourselves on having, I think we have a total technically now of 16 products when we added the Edge. But this is the same thing that they gave us now at Leaders Retreat. Great images that you can use for your Facebook account, and they are all compliant friendly, so you don't have to worry about not being compliant. They give it to you, okay? Great phrases. Again, downloadables. So if you want to pull up something and give someone more, what is the 5-in-1 probiotic? What is this enzyme support? You know what that it is something, but you can't really necessarily explain it to someone. Don't worry about explaining it. Download this and send it to them. How easy is that? So they're setting us up for success for all of these products. So take a look in your back office when you guys have a chance. I will tell you guys, don't be scared of your back office. So many people, I feel like all the time, they're scared that they're going to mess something up in their back office. You're not, okay? Just go and click around, okay? Like, you're not going to mess anything up. Some of you, you know, if your teams haven't been growing quite yet, or you don't have people on your team, some reports might look a little different because as you start getting customers, as you start getting team members, your reports are going to start to look different. So there's going to be, you know, different like pie charts or things like that. But just click around, go and look and see all of the things that they have available for you. Okay, so they're super, super helpful, and they are there for you. So they have that now for the triplex, for the Edge, and for the block. So use those to your advantage, okay? Don't stress about, I don't know what to say. Use what Plexus has given us. So I want to share a couple of those things with you. And then I wanted to just touch real quick. How many of you, if you have your video on, or if you want to like put in the chat, how many of you guys are registered and going to Super Saturday? Anybody? I see some hands, or I see some people. Hopefully maybe you can put something in the comments, or yeah, or whatever. See, oh, I forget we have a raised hand feature. Way to go, Christina. She's raising her hand technically, I guess. Or robotically. I don't really know what that means. I don't know what the word is. Anyways. All right. So going back to my main point. So how many now of you have never been to Super Saturday and you really don't know what you got yourself into, but your friend who loves you so much and sponsor said, go to Super Saturday? Anybody else? Okay. Yeah, it's totally okay. I had no idea what Super Saturday was. I had no idea what Leaders Retreat was. I had no idea what convention was. But everybody said, you have to be there. And so I trusted them. Just like I trusted my sponsor to sign up with them, I trusted them that they want the best for me. So therefore, I knew that this was the best for me, and I needed to be there. Okay, hold on. I got to give a kiss to my little one. Say night-night, Graham. Okay. So anyways, Super Saturday, you guys, is January 7th. Now, what some of you might not have known is on January 6th, the night before, Plexus actually does a Plexus I don't know if that's the right word, but anyways, they do an actual opportunity event. So where basically they have our president there, they have 2 great diamond ambassadors, and y'all, if you are in Dallas, which I think everyone on this call right now would be going to the Dallas one, we are going to have Sarah Marble and, oh gosh, who's the other one? Now I forgot. Who is it, Jess? Do you remember? I forget now, and I knew that I knew it. Oh, is it Amy Paul?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is Amy Paul. Thank you, Christina. I'm excited about that.
Sorry.
So, okay, Amy Paul and Sarah Marble. Y'all, we are spoiled in Dallas. I mean, I know a lot of good diamonds, but y'all, these are some cream of the crop, okay? And I'm super excited to hear from them. So not only the night before, if you are available Friday night, let's go out there together. Let's go do dinner or something, okay? We can try to caravan. I'll offer Jessica's van and we'll pile everybody in there. I'll help you pay for gas. But we'll just pile everybody in there. And that's what we did last time, and we had a blast, okay? And so the opportunity event, though, is not necessarily just for us, right? Because we already know about the opportunity. It's still great to go because it's motivating, but be thinking right now who you're going to bring with you. Okay, who are you going to take with you? Tell them, hey, come with me. I'll buy you some dinner, and let's go to a fun event so I can share why I love Plexus so much. Okay, so be thinking now who you're going to bring with you. Otherwise, you're just sharing the opportunity again with yourself. Okay, and not that that's a bad thing, but let's actually use what it's there for. So mark that on your calendar too. That's on the 6th, and it's that night. I don't remember the exact time, but I know it's at night, like after work and stuff. Okay.
Can I ask a question real quick?
Yeah.
So I noticed that when we were signing up for the Super Saturday, that it asked if you were going to the opportunity event.
Yes.
I didn't know if I was going to be able to make it, so I clicked no. Is there still an option?
That's totally okay. I think that they just do that, honestly, to kind of get an idea of how many, because if they're going to have 2,000 ambassadors come, they need to make sure they have a room to have 2,000. Because if you think about it, if I bring a guest, I might not know who that guest is until the night before. And so I didn't have to register them. So if you accidentally hit no, don't worry about it. I'll look in the registration, back in my registration, and see if there's a way you can change it. But if not, it's not a big deal. You can definitely still come. So if you can, y'all mark your schedules or be off work, whatever you can, and start thinking now. So that's an opportunity event. And then Super Saturday, like I said, with Amy Paul and Sarah Marble, that's for here. I think the only other people we have on my team who are not local, we have a couple gals who are going to be going to Denver because that's where they live. So they'll be doing the same day, but with different people, obviously. So anyway, Super Saturday is a day of training, okay, that you get from 2 diamonds that are cream of the crop diamonds, okay, in the company, and you're getting it for $19.99, okay? Like, that's a good deal. You're getting some crazy training. Jess and I were just talking about a training, and Heather, that we were looking into and would love to go, and y'all, the cost is like, what, $250 or something we were just talking about? $300. Okay, and I'm not gonna lie, that's gonna be a good training that I still want to invest the money in, hopefully, and save up for, but this is $19.99. So be there. Okay, they tend to have great prizes, great giveaways, great information. Okay, and you're also going to meet a lot of other Plexus people, which is what Plexus is also about, their relationships. And one awesome thing for those of you who are going to Super Saturday, that is the day that they're actually now announcing convention. So most of you, I think, on this call have not been to convention, because I know it was my first time last year. And again, not a clue what convention was, but people were like, you got to go. So I said, okay. So convention, anyone can go, and you can actually earn your way to get it completely paid for. So they'll be announcing it, and then registration is going to start quickly after that. And y'all, I'll let you know, you need to kind of decide now if that's going to be your vacation fund, and if it's going to be worth it for you and your business, because I'm telling you, it will be worth it. But you've got to set your priority now, because once they announce it, registration will open quickly after that. And if you don't get registered, it's sold out. And normally it opens in January, that registration. So we'll find out where it is, and they'll open it pretty soon afterwards. I'll tell you right now, to register, it's $99. Okay, so $99. So be thinking now, saving your money, so when that comes out, you're ready, you're registered. Now, you do have to get yourself there and pay for your hotel. But again, the great thing is, from January through May, they do another contest. So actually last year, I paid the $99. I worked really hard in the contest because I knew I didn't have a lot of extra money to just go on a trip, and do, throw money everywhere. I worked really hard, and I was able to get that registration fee back. So they paid me my $100 back. Then I was able to actually get enough money to pay for all of my flights and the majority of my hotel stay. So really all I had to pay for was my food and extra things. So you determine that you're going to go, then you work your tail off in the contest to get money back so that your trip is completely paid for. Okay, so that's your desire and your motivation. So I kind of want to give you that heads up. Convention is basically 3 and 4 days of the best training from everyone that you can imagine, all the Plexus people that you've seen on videos and you've heard of, It's that kind of training. And we break up into sessions and we do things as a group. They also treat us with dinners. They also treat us with concerts. Last year it was Little Big Town. We had a huge concert that everyone got to go to. You didn't have to win it. You just go to it. And they're going to do the same thing, and I'll be excited to hear who they're going to announce. You can also bring a guest with you to that too. So they have to pay for their way, but again, you can earn enough money during the contest, and all that information is going to be coming up really soon. So I just wanted to give you a couple of those things, and then also share with you a little bit about the 21 days of Plexus that you guys have seen us posting. So basically we are trying to target, and Jess and I were talking about this today. I'm starting to reach out to my list of people. Okay, if you don't have your list, have your list. I'm reaching out to them, and I'm actually taking some tips from Jessica that she learned from a boot camp training that we have done the last 30 days, a lot of us. And one of the tips is kind of going at it at a way of just saying, listen, I'm looking for a test market, or I'm trying to find people who can test these products. We're trying to see if for 21 days you don't gain weight and you gain energy with these two products. Would you be interested in doing it? You can get your money back. It's not a big deal if it didn't work for you. I mean, just so relaxed, so chill, but letting them know it's a test market. I'm looking for people to test these products and tell me if this works. Tell me if it works for you over the holidays, etc. And it's going to be a great, they need to order by like the 18th or 19th at the latest. That's next Friday and Saturday. So in your reach outs that you're doing now, y'all get people on this. This is a great way, because I'm going to tell you now, like Jessica said, January and February is really going to start picking up, because what's the #1 New Year's resolutions most people have? To get healthy, to lose weight, to change their lifestyle, to change their eating habits, right? We're all people of that too. And praise the Lord that we don't have to do that anymore. We already are getting our lifestyle right. We're starting now. So what we do now in November and December is what is going to now be counting, and we're going to see the results in January and February. So if we're not setting ourselves up for success now, then that January and February, it's not going to help us at all. Because yeah, maybe people are interested, but you are not trained to give them the information they need. You are not building on that momentum, so they're going to end up doing it from someone else or not at all. So start your momentum now. What you do now is the results. The seeds you plant now, you're going to see those bloom up in months to come, okay? So just because you plant something now, if it doesn't come up and bloom like a tree the next day, welcome, okay? Because it doesn't happen that way. It doesn't happen that way. It's a seed. It's a building relationship. It's getting people started now. So if we can realize that people ate what they wanted to, and we all know that holidays are crazy. We all eat bad, okay? Like once a year we get to, it's kind of like your give and cheat. So, you know, if we can prove that they had extra energy to do all the craziness of the holidays and they didn't gain a pound, y'all, that's going to be huge. They're going to think, huh, there's something to these products. And then we have a way to follow up and start new people in January. So keep that in your mind. Use the graphics. Use the video. Me and Leah and Heather spent some time on that crazy video. Yesterday, I just posted it in a way of like, hey, y'all, here's a good laugh to have through all these election posts, you know, and all the negativity you see. And people who don't do Plexus commented on it. They're like, that's funny. Da-da-da-da-da. Then I was able to reach out to them and be like, wasn't that funny? It was so stupid, but we had a great time. That's what we do with Plexus. We have a great time with our friends, and then boom, there's an opportunity to talk to them. So 21 days of Plexus for sure. Okay, I'm going to wrap up these last 10 minutes because I don't want to keep you guys longer than an hour. But I want to share with you a little bit about Carrie Wilkerson, because that is our guest speaker. And like I said, if you are not friends with her on Facebook, Carrie with a C, C-A-R-R-I-E, Wilkerson, okay? Look her up on Facebook. Follow her. I have posted and shared a lot of her stuff on my team page. She is known as what's called the Barefoot Executive. First of all, she's got a really cool health story. She used to be, gosh, Jess, was it like 140 pounds that she's lost? I'm not saying she lost it on Plexus. I'm just saying that she has changed her life. And She's got like 3 kids, I think, and like she's, busy entrepreneur. And man, she just gets you right to the heart. Like right when she started talking, it was like, oh my goodness, how did she know this about me? Okay, you ever felt like that, especially like in a church service, and it's like, oh my goodness, how did people know that? Has she been listening on my phone to my conversation? She is great, you guys, a great motivator. She understands how businesses work, and she just gets to the nitty-gritty stuff that we need. So look her up. Her book is on my list of books to read for self-development. My new goal for, well, I say the new year, but really I'm trying to start now, is reaching out to 10 people a day and reading 10 pages a day. That's my goal. 10 people a day, 10 pages a day. And anyone can read 10 pages a day. I don't care if it's maybe 2 here, 2 here. We can do that. And so we've got to self-develop ourselves. If you feel like you're stuck in your business, there's a good chance you might need some self-development. And I had to learn that the hard way, because we all have to grow. Okay, we all have to grow. So her book, The Barefoot Executive, is a great one to look up. So anyways, I just want to quickly share with you what she talked about. She used a great acronym called DNA. So if you're taking some notes, this is some really good little acronyms to use. DNA, okay, we know what our DNA is, right? We understand, well, we might not understand all the scientific parts behind it, but we understand what DNA is. And she talked about how people can use their DNA as an excuse. Basically, they're like, well, this is just predetermined, or I can't change this. This is just how I am. I'm not an outspoken person, or I'm not a leader, or whatever, right? All of those, do you guys know, are excuses, okay? They're all excuses for things that we don't want to deal with or we haven't self-developed yet. So we tend to use our DNA as an excuse. Like, that's just not me. Good for Jessica. Good for Heather. I'm glad they're doing it, but that's not my personality. Well, good. I don't want you to be Jessica. I don't want you to be Heather. But you can do these things. And just because you have a DNA of maybe what you think is predetermined, that is not true. You can change it. You can defy it. And that's what Carrie was talking to us about, especially when it comes to your leadership DNA. Did you guys know that when you sign up as an ambassador, whether you have 1 customer or whether you have 1 ambassador, you are a leader in this business. You are a leader in this business because you have someone who is looking to you and trying to find out, okay, how do I take these products? I don't know what I'm going to do. You have to lead them. Or I don't know how to do this business. I don't know what to say. You have to lead them. So you need to take that responsibility not lightly, okay? You need to realize that you are to lead someone, and you're leading someone on a path of something that can change their life, okay? So don't take it lightly. Really take it to heart. And your leadership DNA, what you're responsible for, what's in your control, what's your action. So the first acronym she talks about with DNA, the first thing that she said came to mind when it comes to our business is we have to have a desire and a drive. Could all of us agree on this call that we have a desire as to why we started this business, why we started these products? We hopefully have a drive, right? I hope that you have a why that is so strong that no one is going to get in your way, that you're ready to throw fists and elbows and everything if someone gets in your way to achieve your why, okay? So I hope you have a desire and a drive. If you don't, you need to find it first, okay? But the desire and the drive is not everything that there is, okay? There's a lot of people who have a desire to be diamond. I hope everyone on this call has a desire to be a diamond. But is that going to take us to the top? No, we can want something, but there's more to it. So then she says on top of desire and drive, write this down, you need desperation. Okay, now what do I mean by desperation? What did Carrie mean by it? Desperation is I am so desperate. For me, my story and my why, I was desperate not to have to go back to work so that someone else didn't raise my baby and I was able to. I was desperate. I was desperate, y'all, that I bought my first month's welcome pack on a credit card. Okay, I was desperate. I'm not saying that I recommend that to everybody, but I had a desperation. Okay, now since then I've been able to stay home. So I've had to find a new desperation, a new why. Okay, I'm achieving what I needed. I had to revisit it. So we have to have a desire. We have to have a drive. We have to have a desperation, but that's not where it ends. We have to have a destination. Where do we want to be? Where do we want to be? What is our destination? You have to start seeing yourself on those beaches of Hawaii with those pictures that you see all over Facebook, okay? I know that you guys saw them, and I know that you were probably envious. If you weren't, you need to, okay? But in the right kind of way. I even wrote my upline, Amber and Jana and Sunday, and I said, listen, y'all, I'm tired of not seeing my face in that picture. I was tired of it. I wanted to be there, but it had to be more than wanting. It had to be more than a desperation. I had to literally see myself there. Imagine being on the beach. Imagine being with the people I love. Imagine getting to take my spouse with me to a place we've never been before. Imagine my toes in the sand. I had to imagine it. I had to put myself there. Okay, I have to put myself on that stage when they announced those diamonds, and those diamonds making, gosh, more than $500,000 a year, y'all. I'm not saying that it's all about money, but imagine what you could do with that money, not only just for yourself. I'm not talking about your own financial freedom, but imagine now, put myself somewhere else. Who could I help? How much more could I give to my church? How much more could I give to a sweet friend of mine who's a missionary in the Czech Republic and support her? How much more could I do? You see how that had to change to a destination. I had to put myself there. It has to be beyond me. So all of that goes under the D. You have to have desire. You have to have drive. You have to have desperation. And you have to have destination. She said this, and I thought it was really great. Sorry, I'm looking down at some of my notes. She said, until you finally mean it, this is what's going to happen. You're going to have frustration in this business. You're going to complain about customer service. You're going to complain about a shipping. You're going to complain about this customer. You're going to complain about this. You're going to be frustrated. You're going to be irritated until you mean it. Okay, because guess what? Do all those things still happen? Yeah, but you know what? They roll off my back now because I'm like, listen, remember, I'm putting my elbows up. I'm going with this going because this is my why. So yeah, that happened. Man, that stunk. Okay, keep going. Fix it, go. Fix it, go. No roadblock or obstacle is going to get in my way. So until you mean it, you're going to be frustrated. You're going to get irritated. You're going to be, oh, I'm stuck. I can't get anybody. But guess where your mind is? You're just focusing on that. So if they say no, fine. No. Some will, some won't. Who cares? Keep going. It's kind of the focus you have to take. And one thing she really talked about, that's a business term for those of you who are business people, is your ROI. Okay, your ROI is your return on investment. Think what you're putting in right now. You're investing time, right? You might even be investing money in different ways, okay? I'm not saying invest tons because that's what's nice. We have $34.95. But sometimes I invest in incentives and things like that because I know what I'm going to get return out of it. And sometimes, I had to miss putting my little one to bed, and I enjoyed rocking him and putting him to sleep. But my husband was able to do it, and it doesn't happen every night, but sometimes it is. And I had to invest in this because I know what I'm going to be able to have all the freedom one day to be with him all the time. You have to think of your destination and your return on investment. So is it going to be hard? Especially some of you I know who work full time. You're having to really squeeze it in, but is it going to be worth it? The time that you put in, put everything you have into that time frame because your return on investment is going to be great. It's going to be great. It's going to be fabulous. So the next thing that she talks about is the N, and that is our narrative. We choose our narrative. We choose if it's going to be positive or negative. You choose. You make the choice. I cannot speak the words that come out of your mouth. So you're going to choose if why you're doing this business and what you're focusing on is a positive thing or a negative thing. Again, are things going to happen? Are you going to get your feelings hurt? Or is this going to happen? Or is this going to be frustrating? Yeah, it is. But are you going to focus on the negative or are you going to focus on the positive? When someone asks, hey, how are you today? Is your response normally negative? If it is, forget about it, okay? Like if I started listing all the negative things, I would never come out of my bed in the morning. Like I would stay in my bed in my pajamas all day long if I started harping on the things that I don't like about life or I don't like about this or I would never get out and do anything. But we have to choose joy every day, especially as believers. We have to choose I'm going to live my life for Christ. And I'm not going to let these things, because these things that are negative, you guys, they're Satan. It's Satan coming in and trying to get us off of our path of our destination, whether it be Plexus or just glorifying the Lord and glorifying the Lord through Plexus. Okay, so that is what his goal is. So we choose our narrative. It is easier to blame people or things, right? So much easier to say, oh, well, it's this person. I don't have a good upline, or they didn't train me well, or this or that, okay? You have to get this idea, okay? Maybe you have someone in your life who's not supportive of this journey. Maybe you do. And if you do, this is your mindset. I'm going to do this with or without them. I'm going to do this with or without them. And you have to focus on that. You know, like, I mean, if it's like, you know, maybe you have someone, you're like, well, you're going to lose your money or you're not going to make anything, then go show them the money. Show them that you're going to make it, okay? If you have a spouse or someone like that and that's what they're worried about, go show them. Show them how you're making money. Because believe me, my husband was a skeptic, but when money started coming in the bank account, and I think other people on this call can maybe attest to that, they started becoming a little bit more believers. All right? So that's right. Show me the money. Take the Jerry Maguire approach. What I love that she said is she talked about how and what a butterfly goes through. A butterfly or a moth, for those of you who know. A butterfly actually goes into a chrysalis, and a moth goes into a cocoon, for those of you who didn't know. A little science fact. But anyways, when they go through that process, okay, and they go to their cocoon or they go to a chrysalis, it is a breakdown from a caterpillar. They have to go through a lot of things, and it has to break them down, and it's not an easy process. But then, of course, the end result is beautiful, right? Well, sometimes in our life, we're going to go through some rough things. But remember, that breaking down is just making us to be that beautiful creature. That breaking down and chiseling away, you guys know that a diamond is actually something that's a dirty, nasty, gem-looking thing. But when it's chiseled and it's cleaned and it's gone through hard pressure, that's when its beauty shows. And it's hard. I'm not saying this is easy. I never tell people that this business is easy. It's simple, but it's hard. You got to put work to it. Okay, so what she said is stop creating your own mess and then get upset that you can't get out of it. All right, so sometimes we can create that mess because we're being negative. So be positive, focus positive. So N is for narration. And then the last one, A, is for action. She actually used the word action or even alignment. She used an example of a car. I don't know how many of you, we always hate when we take our car in, you know, you have to get new tires or whatever, but especially when they say your alignment is messed up, right? You know that's going to be an expensive fix, but when your alignment's messed up in your car, it's going to mess a lot of other things up in your car, right? I'm no like crazy mechanic, but I do know when my alignment's messed up, my wheels are probably going to get messed up and worn differently. And it affects a lot. It's not going to drive smooth. It's going to be rougher. It's not good for the car. So when you are in alignment though, okay, when you are in alignment, she said you will stop sharing others' success stories and sharing your own. And what she means by that is sometimes we're so focused on, oh, let me just share all these other people's. But you know what? When you're in alignment and you're doing what's right, you're going to be like, wow, these products have changed my life. These products have helped me with this and this. Start writing down the things that these products or this business has already done for you. I don't know. Maybe it's not financially yet, but maybe it's physically, maybe it's mentally. These have done so much for you. I know people on this call right now who in a million years would have never been on something like this or even talked to other people or shared something like this. So that's already something out of your comfort zone. I hope she doesn't mind, but even Christina, sorry Christina, I'm using it as an example. She shared with me today, she goes, well, totally just shared Plexus with a complete stranger, talk about getting out of my comfort zone. And that's exactly what it's about. That's something she would have never done before. But she got out of her comfort zone, and who knows where it's going to lead. Carrie talks about, you struggle in life because you're out of alignment. You've got to get aligned back up. And how do you do that? Action. Action is the cure, you guys. If you feel like you're stuck, you feel like you don't know what to do action. What does that mean? IPA, income producing activity. Contact people, follow up with people, get those samples out, and do those things first, you guys, when you start working on your business. first thing. So when I have any time at all and I work on my business, that's the first thing I do is I go to this list and I contact, I follow up, I see who I can send samples to. That's income producing. Do that first. Then go check your messages. Then, train yourself. Then watch extra videos. That comes next, okay? Action is the cure, okay? So action is the cure. So she says, to wrap it up, you have to have a destination. You have to speak the narrative, be positive, okay? Focus on your positive destination and back it up with action. So she asked us at the very end, she said, will you embrace this DNA? Will you embrace it? Okay? Because maybe you aren't that way naturally, but you can change it. Okay? You can do that by getting your destination, getting your narration, your narrative, and action. So anyways, talk about some amazing information that Carrie gave. You guys can probably see why it was so good. So I kept you a little after 9, so I want to be able to let you guys go. But I hope that was really helpful. Jessica and I just wanted to share our hearts into why Leaders Retreat was so important. So I'm excited for y'all coming to Super Saturday and hopefully looking for people for the opportunity event. I'm excited about our 21 days of Plexus. Your reaching out and contact needs to be about 21 days of Plexus right now, okay? That's what it needs to be focused on. Have an exact agenda, a destination, a narrative, and action. That's your action. And then convention. So be ready for that. Start saving that $99 so that you can get registered, okay? And then we work hard to then get money back so we can pay for the rest of the trip. It's doable. It's totally doable. And like I said, y'all, January through May, if you have not been a part of Plexus in January through May, that is where, it goes quick. People are desperate. People want to change, and you have something that they need. So let's be prepared. Let's set ourselves up for success now so that we're ready for that new and fabulous season. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead. Jessica, would you mind just praying for us before we close our call? And then I'll be on here for just like a few minutes more. So if y'all have questions, you can feel free to ask. Otherwise, we will say night-night. And I'll go eat some dinner.
Night.
All right, go ahead, Jess.
Okay. Dear Lord, just thank you so much for tonight. Lord, I thank you for each and every person that took the time out to be on this call. God, I can just personally speak for myself, and I'm just so thankful for this gift that you've given us. I know there's more to life than Plexus, obviously, but it really is just become the biggest gift because it's so much more than just the products and just the opportunity. It's about helping people achieve their goals and their dreams, and to get out of, whether it's sickness or financial stress, whatever it may be, God, pushing us out of our comfort zone. I know that for me is one of the biggest blessings that you've given that I was not even expecting. I had no idea was even a part of it. So God, I just thank you for each and every person on this call. I thank you for their heart and their desire and their passion. God, I just pray that you will bless their efforts, that you will help us to really narrow down our focus and our intention, and to, before we start our workday, Lord, to think about our heart and where our heart is and what our intentions are when we're reaching out to people. I pray that you will bless those intentions, God. And because our intentions are to help other people, Lord, that you will bless, the message that we're getting out there, and just use us, Lord. Use us in the way that you would have us to be used. I pray that we'll just be open vessels for you, and I pray that we will honor you and glorify you in all that we do and all that we say, and just the way that we carry ourselves and the way that we, when those negative things come across us, or the fears that come upon us, or the naysayers, or whatever it may be, God, that we will respond with grace and love, and ultimately glorify you in all that we do. I just pray that you'll be with us tonight, Lord. Just bless our weekend. Just open the door where they need to be opened, and close the door where it needs to be closed. Just help us to be sensitive to your spirit. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you.